What's up, everyone? It's Joe here from JPRC again. Like I told you guys a few days ago, we have been very busy here. We got quite a few projects going on. And here what you see on the camera here is another project that we have for the holiday. This is going to be the unboxing video of the 110 scale Axial Yeti Trophy truck. This is the trophy truck from Axial themselves. They have been working on this for quite some time. I think when I talked to Axial back in June of the summer when I was working on the Red Bull Trophy truck, I sent them a picture of my trophy truck, and then funny how they told me that, why don't you paint it in green? We should have gotten the hint that they were working on this back in the summer already. So now it's finally here, and I'm gonna unbox this guy for you, and then let's take a look at this trophy truck and see how it's different from what we have built so far. Alright, so first thing first, one thing that I noticed with this kit is that the radio transmitter is different from what it comes in the Axial Yeti. I think this is the new standard that they're shipping now with the Axial new line of Axial cars. This is the Tactic 3-channel transmitter. On one side we have these channel reverse for steering, throttle, and the power. And then on the other side, we have some basic trims for steering do rate, throttle trim, and steering trim here. The third channel button, we got 2 buttons here, so I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4th channel, but it does give you that ability to when you're installing the second, the 2-speed transmission, you don't have to get a new transmitter for it. So that's a plus on their side. I mean, it's a very basic transmitter. Aesthetically, it looks better than the previous one. So, and in the bottom, it uses the 4 AA battery, so that's standard these days. So I have nothing to complain about this radio transmitter. It does look better than the previous FlySky GT generic one. So I'll put that aside. It also comes in the boxes the manual with the transmitter manual in there, as well as the manual for the car itself. Very basic stuff, nothing to complain about. And in the backup parts, we have these T-wrench tools and some extra plastic bits. The same stuff that you get in the Axial Yeti RTR. Some body pose, extra helmet for the BMX type of helmet, and the skull helmet if you want to paint that up. And then we also have some extra drive shaft parts, eyelets, and whatnot. Alright, so onto the car itself. I mean, this is what we're here for. This truck, just looking at it right now, I really like the look of it. Just look at that. I mean, I don't know what to say about these Axial trophy trucks. I mean, trophy trucks in general. There is something very special about the solid axle rear and the independent front suspension when they're like, running in a desert, view trophy truck or RC trophy truck. There is something about the suspension drop when they do a jump, and it's very cool just to watch. And that's why we've been demanding, a trophy truck from like RC companies. And good job, Axial, for finally coming out with something that we all really wanted. So let's take a close-up look at the body here, and I'll walk you through the details around the car. And starting with the rear end here, we have this whole roll cage here with the spare tire. I mean, this is pretty cool. It is so sick. They say it's a 10 scale trophy truck, but size-wise, it's a little bit longer than a standard 10 scale short course truck. Axial says because this is actually the proportion to the real trophy trucks, whereas the regular 10 scale trophy truck like a Traction Slash or SCX10, not SCX10, SC10, they're like kind of boxy setup, and this is a true 10 scale trophy truck. So I'm gonna pop the rear end, the tire here. It's held together for the spare tire. This thing actually popped out, which is pretty cool with a body clip. Let me pull that out for you guys here. And then we open and you actually get a real spare tire. And from what I can tell, this is a licensed wheel, and 2.2 and 3.0 standard short course size. But what's different about this wheel here, which is really cool, it has the adjustable hub so that you have different offset settings for the rear and the front. I'll get into that in a little bit, but the same time, when you have like six nuts here, for it to it adds like extra scale look to it, which is really cool, and I really like it. The tire compound, I mean, it's not the super soft compound, but it's also not the super hard compound like the standard Axial Yeti RTR tire, and also this is not stinky like like the Axial Yeti tire as well. So for RTR, I think these tires, the tread pattern, the BF Grit Ridge, the licensed tire, the Baja all-terrain tire, looks pretty good. Now, one thing I noticed, the size of this tire, it's actually a little bit bigger in terms of diameter than a standard short course size. I have this regular pole line trenches for the 10 scale short course here. As you can see here side by side, it's a little bit taller, I think by about like 10 millimeter taller, and that also completes the scale look. So that's what Axial is saying, that this is the scale trophy truck tire because you got a lot more rubber here. That's pretty cool. I really like it. And I really like the wheels with the adjustable offset with the 6 nuts in there. Let me put it back in, and then we're gonna take a closer look at this truck. Alright, so we start with the rear of the truck. Again, this is what I think is the highlight of the truck, is the rear cage with the full solid axle in the back end. Exposed rear cage was really cool, and they have a lot of plastic molded parts here, and that adds a whole lot of features, scale to it. Now, if you see, like, this is actually a decal over what's a clear Lexan inside. In the other side, it does have a housing for the LED lights in the rear, as well as what's in the front. It also comes with 2 extinguishers on the side, which is really cool. I mean, on my Yeti RTR, I had to cut that little piece and then paint it in red. They actually have decals over these, and that have a lot of scale feature. And then moving up front in a little bit here, on top of the fender, it has these molded exhaust tips, which is really cool looking, just like a real trophy truck. It has a little bit of a kind of like a little fin on top for like a spoiler or something. But one thing I wish they really had was provided some like light bars similar to the on like CR edition. If they have just a fake light bar up front, I think it'll be pretty cool. But I don't have it here. Not a big complaint. I mean, it's still a pretty nice looking truck. And on the side, the window has been cut out for here, and you can see there's a little driver inside. The helmet is changeable. But one thing I wish they did was one thing they didn't do that I was hoping for is the full roll cage that goes inside the body. I mean, I can take the body off in a little bit, but as you can see here, it has this clear window here that hasn't been painted. But in the true 1-to-1 scale trophy truck, they don't have windows, they don't have glass, they have a roll cage over it. And that's what I like about my my Red Bull Trophy truck, because I was able to leverage the same roll cage that comes with the Axial Yeti RTR version, and that gives you the true roll cage inside, and not only supports the Lexan body, but at the same time it adds an extra scale look to it. So that's one thing that they didn't do, but I wish they did. But still, all in all, I mean, the body still looks really nice. So the body is held onto the chassis with 4 body posts, 2 up front. Let me pull that out. And then we have 2 in the rear here, right behind there. It's where it used to be. It's the, as you can see, there's 2 body posts here. We're just gonna pull that out. Alright, so the interior body here is the, it has this Lexan for the interior, kind of sitting on top by itself. I'm not sure if I, really like it, because now if I'm like in the field, I take out the Lexan body, and I have this Lexan pieces like by itself. I mean, and then even with the body off, it looks kind of funny, but it does add the level of detail. I believe if I take this and maybe use some heavy duty double-sided tape and just taped it to the body like this, and that might be less annoying. So just if you tape it into the body like this, it'll be less annoying, I guess. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because having the separate piece of Lexan, if you're out bashing, it just doesn't look cool when you're trying to change the battery. First thing I noticed up front here, we have new body posts. These are unlike the standard Yeti RTR Rock Racer body post. These body posts actually sets the body a little bit higher. That's for support the on the Lexan body here. In the rear end here, we still have the same cage like a regular Yeti road cage here, but it added these extra body posts here for supporting the Lexan body here. So that's pretty cool. So we're looking at check out the rear end here. So this is the same AR60 axle with a lock axle in the rear, and it uses the same plastic pieces from the regular Yeti RTR. Now, if you think these new shocks that are in blue, they're really not anything new. They're really the same shocks from the Axial Yeti RTR with just different color on the plastic and on the spring. I mean, nothing wrong with these shocks. I mean, I'm still running them on my regular Yeti Trophy truck. They actually work pretty good. The only complaint that I have is the shock caps around them because they're very leaky. So if you change them out to something like a aluminum shock cap from maybe you know, some of the names out there like STRC, that will actually make it work pretty well. And out front we have these same plastic links. One thing I was hoping for this truck is they give you the metal ones and adjustable metal ones, but they give you plastic one to you'll get you going right away. But I'm not a big fan of those. We can in the center here, we also have the same transmission gearbox and transfer case as the regular Yeti, so that means it's compatible with the 2-speed gearbox upgrade, which in my opinion is really not worth the money, because I mean, for the extra gearbox of $100, the servo and everything, you could put in a better power system that it can run with a sensor system for that much money. Alright, so in the front here we have a new bumper design. This is actually much more stronger than the standard axial bumper for the Axial Yeti, because the stock RTR one, it's quite weak. That's one of my complaints on the RTR bumper for the Axial Yeti Rock Racer, but it appears they have fixed it on this one here. Let me see if there's anything different from here than the standard Axial Yeti. Yeah, the rear suspension links, everything, it's the same. I mean, basically it's really the same truck with new tires. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, that's all I can see from the truck right now for the first look and the unboxing. I think most of the details is in the body here. Alright, yeah, here we're taking a look at both the Axial Trophy truck and my Red Bull Trophy truck. As you can see on the left hand side right there, the Score Trophy truck. It's a little bit longer than the Red Bull Trophy truck. That's because of the shortened wheelbase on there, but they sit about the same thing in height. And taking a close-up look at the tire size, the Score is a little bit bigger as well. But from a, if you're looking from far, you can't really tell the difference. One thing that I was telling you about is the roll cage feature. As you can see up front in the Score, we have the plastic window. It doesn't have a roll cage inside, whereas if you modify the Trophy truck from the Axial Yeti, we got the whole cage in the back with the intercooler and all that feature. Pretty scale, and also you can leverage the internal roll cage. Check that out. So about shaky camera here. Yeah, as you can see, we have the whole internal roll cage here, and that you can cut out the front window without losing support to the Lexan body here, which is really cool. But either way, both trucks are really awesome. I mean, I cannot complain about either one. But all in all, I really like the truck. This is really nice looking. One last thing before I let you go, there's a little bit of a tip I want to give you guys because of the added weight in the rear end with this spare tire. What I have found really useful for the suspension tuning with the stock shocks and spring is that, let me show you here again. I have these springs here. They're the same springs as the Axial Yeti Rock Racer. When I max out the preload here, it's still not enough, so the rear end still squats a lot. So what I have done is I added extra preload in here from like a Slash Ultra Shocks that I had sitting around, that actually help increase the preload rate in the spring rate in the back end, and that's what I'm running on my Red Bull Trophy truck, and that actually works pretty good. So with that, that's all I have for you guys on this unboxing video. Unfortunately, I will not be able to take it run anytime soon because I'll be going on vacation for about a little while. So with that said, you know, when it gets to a little bit into December, I will definitely take the truck out for running it. And I want you guys, you know, to stay tuned, and definitely when I have some really good action videos with this truck and my Red Bull Trophy truck at the same time. One last thing before I let you go, if you guys have any questions about this truck, about, you know, what's going on here on the JPRC channel, put a comment in there. Let me know whether or not you like this video. Thumbs up or thumbs down, it helps me either way. And thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time.